Do you remember where you were when 9/11 happened? I oftentimes think about that because the reality of it is we always remember the vivid details behind the terrible things more than we remember the details of the good things. And I remember every moment of that day, including when I found out what happened on 9/11, watched the tower get destroyed live, and all the other things that went with that. It was a crazy day. I remember being called out to a homicide the previous evening and then deciding that I would stay out on shift with the guys as a chaplain and just ride the rest of the evening. We ended the shift a little early because I was on a cover shift, and I went home and went to bed at about 5 o'clock in the morning, only to be woken up at about 6:30 by a police sergeant calling me and telling me, look at what happened. And I can't tell you all the details about that because it's probably not appropriate for making this video. And I remember turning on the TV and literally thinking as though I was in some kind of a weird Twilight Zone type of movie. It was crazy. And what made things even crazier is the fact that my brother and my dad were in Egypt. As a matter of fact, they were stuck in Egypt for 3 weeks because they couldn't get a flight back after 9/11 had happened. And when they came back in, it was also a very rough period of time. And there's a lot of stories that get tied with that. I remember because it was my mom's birthday, sitting at the steakhouse, because that's where we wanted to take her, with me and my sister, my little brother, and my mom just crying as she was watching some of the Ayatollahs doing Islamic prayers on the steps of the Capitol, crying out in the middle of the steakhouse, "Can't you people understand? This is the very thing that caused this destruction to happen." It was a crazy moment. But there was one major lesson that I learned in that time, and I think it's a lesson that the whole country needed to learn, but unfortunately did not completely learn, and that's this. It has nothing to do with the terrorism that just happened. It has nothing to do with the destruction of so many lives. It has nothing to do with the lessons that we learned about sharing information and blah, 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 all the other things that they talk about. One of the lessons that I learned, and actually it was the lesson, and it became so vivid to me. It really, woke me up to something, is that this battle is spiritual. Everything that we were witnessing on that day was undoubtedly the result of spiritual warfare, spiritual attacks, things that we could not see, literally was where the real battle was raging. And it's interesting because I could not think of a better day than the anniversary of 9/11 to go over the passage that I'm going to go through in Matthew that talks about the death of John the Baptist, because every detail related to that death was undoubtedly also a spiritual warfare related event. Folks, here's the real lesson. There is good and evil, right? There is darkness and there is light. And there is an enemy that hates us, who seeks to destroy us, and it's time we open our eyes to recognize that. It is the 21st year anniversary of 9/11. Unbelievable to see all of the things that have happened since, and to see the spiritual darkness continue to increase in these last days. Folks, we are engaged in a spiritual battle. May we never forget that. God bless you.